What's good, YouTube? We're gonna do a Drunken Text Tuesday, Tech Tuesday, and so been drinking again. Not a normal habit here at House of Champs, maybe for me, but anyways, we've got to talk about techs for nationals for side decks, and I've got two in my hand here, and they're both for Kozmo. One is good with Kozmo, and one's really good against Kozmo. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first is, it's shown up. Furman swears by it, and used 3 in his side deck that he got second with. And I believe Frazier's talked about it as well, but it's flown under the radar, and only Kozmo players have played it. So it's very often that a player with their own deck knows how to beat their deck the best. And for some reason, we've only seen Kozmo players play with Chaos Hunter. So Chaos Hunter's effect is when your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can discard a card, special summon this card from your hand, and your opponent cannot banish cards. That's pretty huge. Now, similar to how I talked about Kycoo, a lot of the formats about banishing cards, but here, you have the opportunity to wait to see what Dark Destroyer hits, and very often in Kozmo combos, when they don't open up Demise, they're going to go ahead and use an effect of Dark Destroyer on itself to try to get the Strawman loop. And instead of having Max C, you can just summon this card on them, they lose all their equity, and they can no longer tag out their pilots. And that leaves them with no answer, mostly, in their main deck. Cosmojo can't hit this. They have to have Call the Haunted in order to deal with this. And you may say, well, they have 5 to 6 calls in the average deck. That's not the most... But, well, here's the most important part. You stop their entire turn. And that's pretty big against Kozmo. So, what am I giving to Kozmo? We've seen this pop up in some build side decks. Instead of Regeki, they've been playing 2 copies of Darkhold. So basically, you're able to destroy your own ships and combo off into things like Farm Girl and Strawman without even having to destroy Dark Destroyer itself. So it's like another card that outlets you further while clearing your opponent's field for game. So yeah, it seems like a really basic thing, but it's something that's gone along the way and actually counters what people like Furman have been citing for you. So realistically, your average opponent is side decking Imperial Iron Wall instead of this card. But this card has a lot of new potential thanks to the new Odd Eyes cards and pendulums. Instead of having to pitch the card turn 1, they can just summon this. And if they just summon this, what are you going to do? You can't pitch your Dark Destroyer to graveyard. All you have are pilots. Your mojo is dead. Ouch! So, something I would heavily consider siding because they do have an 8 scale in both Magicians pendulums with Dragon Pit and in the Odd Eyes pendulums with their Unicorn 8 scale is I would have this ready for this. So there is an answer and an answer to the answer. When we used to talk with Outphase and deciding formats, they would always find the answer and then realize people are going to find the answer, so you find the answer to the answer. And that's kind of more of an old school feel to how to deal with a format. So realistically, not only does this card answer that answer, but it takes care of helping you further your combos. So let me know what you think about this. May have rambled on again a bit, but I wanted to say other viabilities for this card, Chaos Hunter, and why it's good. You can just pendulum summon it out. It doesn't have any restrictions on its summoning. It's just another option, kind of like Christie, it can be tribute summoned. You can tribute summon this as well. Get out of domain locks if you already had a big board. Like you can pendulum summon from hand, tribute summon, get out of domain locks. Odd Eyes Fusion after, very rare scenarios, but like, yeah, they're just very rare scenarios, but it gets you out. Like if you could pendulum for tribute to overlay. But again, it just has a lot of synergy thanks to the 8 scales. And Magicians are no joke. We saw it get third. It took a Minerva at this last YCS and top 8'd the YCS before. So if you're playing those Pendulum decks and you're playing Kozmo, maybe even Monarch, another tributable card, it's just really good in everything against Kozmo. And again, like I said, the people playing the deck typically find the best answers first. So I'm a firm believer in that, and you saw some of the best Kozmo players playing this. I don't know why you aren't in your decks. Thanks for watching, guys.